Για τις στρατιωτικές επιδιώξεις του Ισραήλ, καθώς και για την επόμενη μέρα στη λωρίδα της Γάζας και τις σχέσεις του Ισραήλ με την Τουρκία, μιλά απόψε στον Sky και στην Κορίνα Γεωργίου ο ανώτερος σύμβουλος του Ισραηλινού Πρωθυπουργού, Μάρκ Ρέκεβ.
The defense minister of Israel discussed about moving the war forward to new stages. Does that mean that the operations are expanding to the south?
Everywhere where Hamas is in the Gaza Strip is for us a legitimate target. So far, we have been concentrating on the Hamas strongholds in the northern Gaza Strip, but we know that Hamas is also situated in the south, and we will continue our policy, which is to attack and destroy Hamas, and at the same time to do everything we can to minimize civilian casualties. Our ground operation is going better than expected, and we are moving ahead according to plan, I think ahead of expectations.
Mr. Netanyahu admitted in an interview that the Israeli forces are trying to minimize civilian casualties, but sometimes this effort is unsuccessful. How do you comment on that?
It's true. We did not want to see a single Palestinian civilian killed, and we made a maximum effort to ask civilians to leave areas of combat so they would not be caught up in the fighting between us and Hamas. But why were we less successful than we wanted to be? Because Hamas has a deliberate strategy to see Palestinian civilians die.
Do you believe that the West is starting to take distances because of their calls for the protection of the civilians?
No, I believe we have strong support across Europe and North America. People understand that Hamas must be eliminated.
What future do you see in the Israeli-Turkish relations after the inflammatory rhetoric of President Erdogan against Israel, which he called a terror state, and in favor of Hamas?
What has been said by the Turkish leadership is unacceptable. Their refusal to call Hamas a terrorist organization. And I would ask the people of Turkey, they use rape as a tactic of war, of terror. Then they murder. They behead, like ISIS, they behead. And yet you still refuse to describe them as terrorists? These comments by the Turkish leadership are totally unacceptable.
How is the government envisioning the next day in Gaza?
When this is over, so all the Gazans who have left their houses because of fighting can return. This is for sure. And when Hamas is gone, we want to see the creation of a demilitarized, de-radicalized Gaza. Israel has no desire to rule over the people of Gaza or rule the territory of Gaza. It's true, we will need to be there from a security point of view to ensure that there is not a resurgent terrorist threat. But that does not mean military occupation. That could mean something much more fluid, maybe go in and out every now and then.